that the quality of your calories matter. We need to focus on what are we fueling our bodies with? What's the macro distribution?
So the skillet is preheating right now while the toast is in the toaster. I'm gonna do a couple of eggs on the skillet and cook those up so I can have that with my toast. And then I'll show you how I add a little extra protein to my meal because 2 eggs is just not enough. And I'll show you how I balance that out in my breakfast.
Basically what I'm going to do is to add more protein to this breakfast, very simply, I'm going to take just some leftover chicken and I'm going to put it on the skillet to make sure that I have like more protein, because 2 eggs only have like 14 grams of protein. There's about 7 grams of protein per large egg, and I need more like 30 to 40 grams of protein per meal. So factoring in my main protein source, I try to get that from animal protein. And of course there's just a couple of grams in the sourdough, but I like to get the bulk of my protein from that. Really quality source of protein.
So I'm gonna go ahead and enjoy this breakfast. It has probably around 35 grams of protein of what I'm guessing, because I put about 3 ounces of chicken breasts on there, leftover chicken breasts, 2 eggs, which is about 14 grams of protein, 3 ounces of chicken is probably around 21 grams of protein. And then, like I said, there may be like a few grams coming from the sourdough and avocado. This is really what I like to use for fuel and focus on carbs, quality fats, fuel myself, and this can also be part of your daily routine too. It's really good, very simple. And some other additions that I do, if I need a little booster of carbohydrate, if I have a lot more activity that day, I will drizzle some honey on the avocado toast or have like berries with it and really create that balanced meal. But today, this is what I'm feeling and this is what's meeting my needs right now. Hopefully that gave you a really quick, easy, high protein breakfast idea. You could always boil the eggs ahead of time to make this so much less time consuming for yourself. And yeah, and it would be a really easy way to get in your nutrients. Hope you liked it.
Now segueing into our conversation for today, a little chat about calories. I did touch on this in episode 2, so of this little series I'm doing, talking about Dr. Stacy Sims' book, Roar, as I go throughout my studies and learning more about female physiology in the health and fitness world and how to optimize performance, optimize body composition in the process. Today is a focus of calories and thinking about, okay, it's not only calories in, calories out. That word only, I want you to pay attention to, because yes, there is a certain point where, yeah, calories in versus calories out matter. And for the women that watch my content, and I really want to empower women to focus on taking care of your health first and all the health buckets for like fat loss, optimizing body composition, because yes, there is a aesthetic component to that. And I understand that is, but looking at what the quality of your life could look like, when you feel more confident in your body, when you feel stronger in your body, you have a well-fueled metabolism and you're not dealing with the stubborn belly fat that you just cannot get off your body. Really looking at this whole calorie thing in a different way. Traditional weight loss standards, there has been a really big focus on calories. You lower your calories, like if you're eating below your maintenance calories, you will lose weight. I truly believe that yes, you need that deficit for that weight loss to happen, but with body composition, improving body composition, fat loss, improving muscle mass quality, and maintaining muscle, we need to look at the actual macronutrient distribution. And I'll go into a little example here so that you can better comprehend this concept. So it's not just about calories alone. If you want to recomp your body and lose fat and go through a fat loss journey, but maintain muscle to get the shape, that's where you get the tone. That's where you get lean. That's where you lose belly fat. That's where you feel really confident in your clothing again. This is what we'll dive into. Just to lay out this scenario for you, I did all the background work so I could just talk about it. And let's just say we have 30-year-old female, 170 pounds. She's 5'5", and her main goal is to lose 20 pounds and she wants to tone up and lose belly fat. Totally reasonable, like a very valid goal. Her activity level looks like doing 4 45-minute HIIT workouts during the week, aiming for 15,000 steps or above every single day. On top of that, she is working. She also has like a little she takes care of at home and she's running around with them too. So if you can imagine, like this woman right here in this example has a lot going on. She's to this point where she's just really fed up with, I've gone on these diets, I go on these yo-yo diets or these diets that promise so much, and you take such a drastic approach, you might lose the weight, but you gain it back and maybe some more. And in the process of doing that, our metabolic health takes a hit, because when we don't focus on how are we going to maintain muscle and optimize muscle quality, but also take care of your body, take care of your health in the process, we lose that metabolic health factor. The calorie deficit, not the only approach to take. When we take a look at her total calorie intake, and I'm talking about this like I would kind of like view it as, okay, this is one of my clients and I have to get a little bit more background. So since the chat is about nutrition, we'll focus on nutrition. So she's eating 1,400 calories a day and she's just trying to do the 1,400 calories. It's no matter what she's eating, she's just trying to eat 1,400 calories. And she's been doing this for 4 to 5 months, but she still has not lost a single pound. And perhaps she may have gained a little bit. And just feeling puffy and inflamed all the time, very tired, sugar cravings up the yazoo, and getting poor sleep, all that stuff, just feeling drained. When I look at it, just ask more questions, and those 1,400 calories, she's just like, I just count it, add it up throughout the day, whether that be using an app or she's just using paper and pencil. She's really trying to stay within that. What I would talk about with a client is through my calculations and understanding where you're coming from and that kind of thing, just her baseline calorie needs are 1,500 calories, you guys. 1,500 calories, and she's eating below that. And if you're eating below your basal metabolic rate, your BMR, what you need just sitting down or laying down, literally doing nothing. That is what your body needs to kind of sustain itself and feel safe. That's a way I explain it. Like your body wants to feel safe, like relaxed. So she's eating below that. Then you add on her activity, her lifestyle, her height. Like her height plays a role too. For somebody that's 5 foot, 1,400 calories might be sufficient depending on where they're at. But for her height and her everything involved, that is just way too low. And so her body right now at this 1,400 calories is likely feeling very stressed out just from the undernourishment aspect. So that's one thing that's like a stressor, like an underlying stressor that your body is just like, nope, we're going to hold on. We're going to clench up. We're holding on because we ain't getting enough here to sustain. And that's why you're frustrated. That's why she's frustrated with not losing the fat or seeing progress, and considering her maintenance calories calories would likely be around 2,300, given what she told me, 2,300 calories. And my breakdown, yes, I need calories to work off of, but I'm like, what are you filling those calories up with? So let's see what she's filling those calories up with right now, and then I will give you an example of how I would do it and how I would approach that so that we are getting her to that tone look, the fit look, and feeling stronger and losing body fat. So in her current 1,400 calorie intake, after she tells me all this stuff, we find she's only eating 75 grams of protein, which is about 20% of her calories. 105 grams of carbs is about 30% of her calories. She's consuming 75 grams of fat daily, and that is about 50% of her calories, and only 15 grams of fiber. Right there, I'm saying, wow, we have so much room and opportunity to improve this. After I'm doing some evaluation, asking more questions, I would be like, okay, so here's my recommendation. Your maintenance needs right now are 2,300 calories. What we need for you to be in a slight deficit is 1,900 calories so that your body has enough stimulus for change, but it's not feeling stressed out in the process. So therefore, your body feels safe and it's like, oh, I can relax and let go of inflammation, let go of body fat where it's holding it, because your hormones start regulating, your hormones start feeling better, and they're like, yeah, let's go. And you're lessening the intensity of training, that kind of stuff. But again, I need to focus on nutrition here. So with that 1,900 calories of what I would recommend, this is where the concept of like my approach, and like with many of my clients, they're coming from an under eating aspect. So they actually need to eat more to then therefore let fat loss happen. And that's where it can be very confusing for people, because if you're eating 1,400 calories, you're probably like, so like, heck no, I'm not eating more. You kidding? I'm trying so hard here. I need to cut. You do not. You need to eat more up until, so like that 1,900, I would take her through a phase of like, let's slowly add on, like starting at eating 1,500 calories this next week, and then the next week 1,600, and build up to that. Play around with like the macro distribution, which I'll go into in a second, and build her up to that actual calorie deficit that supports her energy demands and that kind of thing. So then therefore, again, her body feels safe. So what does the macro portion look like? I truly believe that the quality of your calories matter. People may argue this, but the quality of your calories matter in a fat loss journey, a muscle building journey. What do I do here? I'll take like a basic approach. There's a couple of ways I do this, but like for a very simplistic term to go at it with today, I'm just going to do a 30-40-30 split of macros. What does that mean? 30% goes to protein, 40% goes to carbs, and 30% goes to fat of those deficit calories of 1,900 for this individual, this specific individual. So when I calculate it out, 30% of that of 1,900 for protein would be about 155 grams of protein. 40% of carbs would come out to 190 grams of carbs. And then 30% of fat would come out to 65 grams of fat of the 1,900 calories. As I mentioned before, this lady was eating only 15 grams of fiber in her 14 calorie day, but then we bumped it up to be focusing on quality nutrients. So fiber rich carbs most of the time, starches and rice and things like that are going to be involved, but it's not like that's the main priority. And she's consuming 25 grams of fiber. So we're also benefiting digestion, gut health. And this composition of calories is going to yield her much different results because her body is going to utilize that protein because she is working out. We'd have to probably tailor the workouts a little bit to more progressive overload strength training, take a not dial back, but this would be a starting point if nutrition was where we need to really, really focus. I want her to be fueling. I want her to be fueling correctly. And so 155 grams of protein is going to fuel approximately that goal body weight she has. 170 grams would probably be a little much for her. So I take like, okay, if it's on the higher range and you have a little bit more to lose, then we'll go with your goal body weight in that sense. The carb count is going to actually help the protein synthesis. A lot of times in a fat loss journey or recomp journey, people want to cut the carbs because they're like, oh, I lose weight. Sure, like Carbs hold on to more water weight per gram of carbs. So you're going to notice it at first, but when we think about metabolic health, when we think about hormone health, when we think about thyroid health, in the process of a fat loss journey, you want the carbs in there to work with the protein. And I throw this out there to my clients too. Like, it's not like I'm telling you to eat a bunch of cake and pastries and stuff. Like, we're focused on fruits and vegetables and grains, potatoes, rice, oats, things like that that are filling and they have other nutrients to offer. And then with the fat sources, that's to support the hormonal impact and support your hormones. And a lot with fat loss has to do with a shift in hormones. So when we put that belly fat, like that belly fat that a lot of women come to me to with the frustration that is not going away, the instinct is to cut calories, but we need to really actually focus on fueling our bodies with enough. And calories play a minute role. Your macro distribution plays an even bigger role for that shape and the muscle quality and your metabolism and hormones to optimize those things. So I hope that example helped. It was pretty in depth, but that's me kind of getting at the concept of like calories. Yes, they matter to a certain point, but we should shift the focus. If your goal is fat loss, is to maintain muscle and lose some body fat, especially going into like the summertime here when I make this video, like this is it. Focus on fueling your body, understanding what your body actually needs and fuel it that way. Don't be trying to cut calories as low as possible because it will backfire. And we want your metabolism supported as best as it can, your hormone system supported best as you can, and focus on that. I hope this little chat helped. Calories are not the enemy. Some women will need to eat more calories. Some people will need to eat less depending on what your natural intake is coming in. We need to focus on what are we fueling our bodies with? What's the macro distribution? And that's where macros can be such a powerful tool for a period of time. And macros don't have to be forever, but when you get to finally understand exactly what's the distribution that my body thrives in, like macro distribution, and you figure that out and you teach yourself, even like a 3 to 4 month phase, like teach yourself that you have a good foundation and then go into some more mindfulness and intuitive skills of I have the solid foundation and I know what my body needs to feel good, have energy, feel strong, make improvements in the gym, sleep better, have regular cycles, and really just feel really confident in my skin and my clothing. So when you talk to yourself like that, how do I want to approach this? How would I want to approach macros and calories and things like that? Just the nourishment aspect and the fuel aspect is what I would highly encourage you to do. And it is such a game changer. And it's not like a light switch. Day in, day out, you have to do the work, the mindset work, and stack on top of that habit stack, mindset stack. It took me, I'm still every single day. It's a new thing. You got to battle some thoughts. I had a history of under eating, and I have to battle thoughts on a daily basis of like, okay, no, we are focused on nourishing your body and making sure you are eating enough to support your bodily systems and your current training goals. So I hope this video helped you and found some of this example useful. If you did, or you want to see some more content of any kind, I would love you to leave a comment below and tell me about what content you've been really craving to see or any educational topics. Just take what you need from this video today, but I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you want, share with a friend, share with a family member that you think could find this very helpful. Appreciate your support. But anyways, stay strong, stay nourished, and I will see you in the next video.